Right. Hello, everyone. Then we will take on the last part of the blood circulatory system. And last Zoom lesson also, I just explained this part a bit. And finally, when talking about the blood circulatory system, we have to discuss three main things relevant to the blood circulatory system. Also, that associated system, the lymphatic system, we have to discuss about that also. So, there are three main topics. Number one, the blood components of blood, components. Second one, the heart and circulation. And when talking about the heart, the associated blood vessels, about them also we discussed. And number three is the heart cycle, way that the heart pumps blood, heart cycle. And there is a related one with this electrocardiograph for the ECG is there. And number four is the associated system. There is an associated system to the blood circulatory system, that is a lymphatic system. We must discuss about the lymphatic system also. Lymphatic system. So let's see, if you see what we have done so far, blood components we completely discussed, and we also had kind of question, set of questions, and also we discussed those questions. And thereafter the heart and circulation, we completed it last week. Today we must discuss about heart cycle, that ECG, and the lymphatic system. And there is the fact. The fact is, when talking about the heart, when it's pumping blood, heart just squeeze and send blood out from the heart. Heart squeezes and sending blood out. And in that case, heart, or the pressure of the blood inside the heart, increases. Pressure increases. When pressure increase up, we call that pace, or the squeezing pace, as systole, relaxing pace as diastole. Therefore, heart compress in one occasion, compress, it is the systole, and heart relax, that is the diastole. Heart undergoes three main steps when it pumps the blood. I explained that in the last the Zoom class also, but I need to record this here. Therefore, I will repeat this. And way that the heart works, or the heart cycle, and the ECG, or the electrocardiac, or the electric impulses effect on that, are important, or when talking about the heart cycle. One heart cycle, or the one pumping of blood, or that one event, take place 0.1 seconds, 0.8 seconds, 0.8 seconds. The 0.8 seconds work in a three different paces. One pace is very short, 0.1 second will be taken to that. 0.3 second pace is there, and the last pace 0.4 seconds. This is the relaxed pace. First compression, second compression, relaxing. So compressions orderly take place in atrium and the ventricle. Atria compress first. When atria compress, that is called atrial systole. Systole means compressions. Atrial systole. When ventricles compress, that is called ventricular systole. When they relax, it's called complete diastole. Right? So keep that in your mind. I'll start this section, the heart cycle and the electric signals here, with this video. Again, I will highlight the valve function here. Valves produces sound when heart is beating. So, but remember, the valves produce a sound when only they close, when only they are closed. So just like when opening a door, a sound doesn't come, but when you close a door, sound comes. Likewise, when a valve is open, there will not be any sound, no sound produces, but when it's closing, a sound comes. Opening, no sound; closing, there is sound. Likewise. Let's see the video. With video, let's describe the heart cycle and ECG. And one section of this video we watched, and I think this part also we watched the last week, but I will show it again to show how heart systole and diastole work in heart. Compressions are systole, relaxations are diastole. And further, look at this. In this case, you can see blood is in the ventricle. Now ventricles compress. So systole of ventricles take place here, right? And the blood goes out from the heart in this case. Ventricular systole, right? These two chambers compress in that. So you can see this, the blood goes out from the heart in this event. Two valves keep opened. Those valves are the two valves opens in this case, open in this case. Those are the aortic valve and the pulmonary valve, or the semilunar valves are opened. Two valves are closed. Those are the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves, they are closed. Okay, then look at this. Diastole. In the diastolic phase, complete diastole, heart fills with the blood. Now blood is in the upper chambers. Upper chambers. Those chambers are the atria. Now blood is filled into atria. So from atria to downward, blood pushes down. Right? Again, let's see this. Blood is in atria. Look at this. And the blood was pushed down. A systole should occur. Then atrial systole will take place here. Atrial systole. Blood pushing down. Then blood flows into the lower chamber. The lower chambers are the ventricles. Now look at this. In this case, two valves are opening. The opening valves are the tricuspid, bicuspid valves. No sound produces at this moment. There's no sound. So thereafter, the this blood must push and send out. Look at this. Blood pushing and sending out. See the valves. Two valves are opening and two are closing. Then this, when the valves are closing like this, lub sound come. When tricuspid and bicuspid valves closing, lub sound produce. Then again blood comes here. You can see the other two valves are closing now. Which valves are they? They are the semilunar valves. When semilunar valves are closing, dub sound comes. Lub sound, dub sound. Thereafter, there is a period of relaxing. Then that is 0.4 seconds. Relaxing pace means the diastolic pace. Now I will play it continuously. Then while playing, I'll explain this. Now look at this. Now the lub sound comes, dub sound comes here. Lub, dub, lub, dub. Likewise, sound comes. Lub sound, dub sound. And heart is nourished by the blood, and the blood is supplied to the heart through coronary artery. I think we learnt that one also in the last Zoom lesson. This is the coronary artery, the artery that you are seeing here, the coronary artery. Then let's come to the electric signal pace. Electric signals. There are electric means those are the nervous signals. Nerve signals travel like the electric impulses throughout the heart. So there are two nodes which produces the electric signals called SV and AV nodes, and the electric impulses travel like this. And look at the electric impulses. Can you see the electric impulse traveling here? That yellowish one, that is the electric impulse. So again, let's see that part. Electric signal traveling like this. So let's talk about the way that the electric signal transmit in each and every phase. I will show you a diagram. With this diagram, we can talk about the heart cycle further. So let me zoom this. Right, and we will talk this about this here. I will show that first. Look at this. Now you can see ECG graph here. The ECG graph. There are electric signals shown here. The P pace. I think you can see the cursor. P pace means small signal. Then QRS is a kind of a strong or sudden signal, and also T is a small signal. So look at the P pace, this small pace, P pace, that is called atrial systole. It takes 0 0.8 seconds. In this one, these two chambers compress. Atria are compressed here, therefore blood goes downwards. And a sound comes as these valves are closing. Sorry. Sound doesn't come in this place. Then first sound comes in the second phase. Look at this QRS phase. This is the most important phase, QRS phase, most important one, because the blood sent out from the heart in that phase. Then you can see the ventricular systole. If you can see here, ventricular systole, the QRS phase. So ventricles are compressing here. Two ventricles compress, therefore blood goes out from the heart. Second phase, ventricles compress, blood goes out. These two valves, can you see these two valves? Those valves close, lub sound comes, lub sound. Then we will go to the next phase, 0 0.4 seconds for the relaxation period. Relaxing, T pace. It's the slowest one, 0 0.4 seconds. Slowly, whole thing relax, or it's called complete diastole. In this case, blood fills into the heart, and these valves are closing at this moment. Semilunar valves are closing. Therefore, uh, dub sound produce. Here, lub sound produced because of these two valves. Dub sound produced because of that two valves. Again, the heart undergoes the same cycle. So the graph seems like this. In the graph, you can see P pace sound doesn't come in this. Here, a lub sound comes, then dub sound, then interval, lub, dub, again interval, lub, dub. That's how the electrocardiograph or the ECG and the heart cycle are related. When heart completes one cycle, blood flows twice through the heart. Therefore, we call it as a double circulation. That's part we learned in the last lesson. So this is a little bit tough one to learn about the heart cycle and remember it. Now you saw the whole three phases and the way that it link with the ECG, that P, Q, R, S and T phases. Okay, let's go to the next, the last. Lymphatic system. What is lymphatic system and what is lymph? Lymphatic system is not a major system. We learned that there are 11 systems, but 8 are special, or the 8 are particular out of that. Then when you take all the when you consider the lymphatic system is not a main system. It is an associated system to the blood circulatory system. Mainly in lymphatic system, the lymphocytes exist. Lymphocytes. You can remember the word lymphocytes when talking about the blood cells, white blood cells. We learned about the lymphocytes. So the function of the lymphatic system is providing extra protection or the fighting mechanism, defense mechanism. A blood circulatory system perform number of functions, but lymphatic system is mainly adapted for particularly for the defense mechanism. This is just like a special unit of the army force or something, that if our body is protected by the army force, in army force also there are some special units, just like that SF, special task force, special force, SF force, linked with that. When we talk about the police, uh, police perform some defense mechanism, and but also STF is a special task force associated with that, and this is the special uh, force, or this is the special unit associated with the defense mechanism. Lymphatic system spread all around the body. There are special vessels called lymph vessels, or uh, the the vessels which are associated with the blood circulatory system, but they are not belong to the blood circulatory system. Blood seeps through the walls of, if this is a blood vessel, if this is let's take this as a blood vessel. There are blood components, some blood components seeping out from this through these walls. Those blood constituents collects outside the collects inside the body. We call that part as the body fluid. As the body fluid, they are collecting. That body fluid then enter into this tube system, lymphatic system. And lymphatic system, inside the lymphatic system, there is a fluid, it's called lymph. And lymph doesn't flow or circulate like the blood, because there is no heart or the no pump connected to the lymphatic system. But the lymph flow through the body when we move our muscles. As an example, if lymph collect in this place, right nearby my elbow, when I bend this, that lymph node pressed, then the lymph flow through the tube to somewhere. When I relax, it comes back and fill here. And when we do normal muscle movements, lymphatic or the lymph flow through the lymphatic system. There are main two ducts in that. I will show you an image. Then when you see the image, easily we can understand this. So here there are few units associated with the lymphatic system, few organs I mean, mainly the heart associated with the blood circulatory system. Heart is the main organ of the blood circulatory system. There are some organs belongs to this lymphatic system. Now I will show this one to you. If you can see the screen, okay, then you can see this one here. These are the lymph vessels, and the thoracic duct and the right lymphatic duct. There are main two ducts called thoracic duct and the right lymphatic duct. You can see the ducts, and the most important things are the lymph nodes. Can you see something labeled as a lymph node? These dots like things are the lymph nodes. Those are the places where the lymph or the lymphatic fluid collects. Then when the germs enter to that, the germs will be brought to these places to destroy. Associated organs are the thymus and the spleen. The spleen situated just behind the liver, and thymus is the next one. Thymus and spleen are the associated organs to the lymphatic system. So you can see different lymphatic nodes. Usually they are found nearby our armpits and also in the pelvic places, right? We call inguinal lymph nodes, these nodes. And when an attack come, then what happens? If you are suffering from a disease, imagine that if a wound take place, open wound, and germs continuously enter through the wound. Now the body has a threat. It is just like the gates are opened for a for an enemy, or the enemies, for number of enemies. different types of germs entering. So the blood start fighting. When blood is unable to fight, then the lymphatic system also comes to the attack, because immune surveillance is one main function of the lymphatic system. Immunity keeps kept by this. So the lymphatic system, that white blood cell, the lymphocytes also fighting with this. And there is a special thing. The way that the lymphatic system destroy the things or the germs is bringing them and collecting in certain places, that nodes, bringing the germs into that place, and they gather and destroy here. They are bringing the uh, enemies, and they're catching enemies and bringing to destroy. I think if you think about a normal army force also, that type of strategies we can see, right? Similar type of strategies are seen in that. Okay, so now 1 minute. Right, then if the germ does not control, right, germs filtering in the special filters in the knots, if it is not controlled and if the concentration increase, these lymph nodes start swelling of lymph nodes. There's a nice term in Sinhala, it is called kuddati, okay, right. It occur because of the inflammation or swelling of the lymph nodes. Due to that, a kind of pain also come, but it's a good sign. Means the body is fighting with a germ. That is a kind of message alert. You have to take treatments to control that. If it is an open wound, you have to heal the wound to heal that lymph node or kuddati, right? You have to have proper treatments. Then if you treat that one, germs cannot enter further. Therefore, both the conditions will be healed out. I think you got an idea about the lymphatic system now. So, lymphatic system is a dedicated system to provide the immunity, and it seems like this. Through the image, you can see the appearance of the lymphatic system, and lymph vessels spread like that. So, I will show you another image here. One more. Look at this. This is also a clear diagram. Thymus, tonsils, spleen, liver are shown, and the thymus and the spleen are directly related or associated with the lymphatic system. Right. It is a kind of short discussion, because only 2 chapters we finished: heart cycle and the lymphatic system. Diseases associated with the blood circulatory system is the next part. I will discuss that also, because you have already taken down the notes. I think last week I uploaded the notes to you. Therefore, you already have completed the notes. So I am talking about the diseases associated with the blood circulatory system. There are 3 diseases. Uh, those diseases are famous in the society with different words. Therefore, once we say the medical terms, you are not familiar with it. As an example, first one, atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis, right? Do you know that disease? Second one, hypertension. Last, thrombosis. Thrombosis. They are not familiar to us, but you know the general terms of them. If I say cholesterol, do you know disease like this? Is that a disease really? Cholesterol is not a disease. Cholesterol is a substance. But people say it cholesterol. If the cholesterol level increases in the body, the people call it cholesterol. Just like the sugar. Sugar is not a disease. Sugar is a kind of food or a nutrient. But people call, I have sugar. Is that a disease? That if you somebody say I have cold, or if somebody say I have fever, right? That is okay. But if somebody say I have sugar, then it doesn't mean a kind of it is not a disease really. Cholesterol is not a disease. Cholesterol is something normal, naturally exists in our body. The disease is atherosclerosis. I'll explain that hereafter. Second disease is hypertension. People don't know that, but they say, I have pressure. Or they ask, do you have pressure? You can say yes. Anyone can say yes. Why is that? Pressure is a common thing. We all have pressure. What is our pressure? 120 to 80 millimeters of mercury. When heart squeezes, there's high blood pressure. When heart relaxes, low blood pressure. This is a normal pressure. But what is mean by pressure? Pressure means they mean they have high pressure, higher pressure than this, means the hypertension or hypotension, lower pressure. Both are kind of disease conditions or ailments. Therefore, high or low pressures are diseases. Last one, thrombosis. Have you heard heart attacks? Heart attacks? Yes, we know. Heart attack. Somebody come in and attack in the heart. That's the meaning of heart attack. I don't know why the term is used. Something attack in the heart. But if somebody say thrombosis, you don't know this, right? And but if somebody say heart attack, you know this. That's the difference between the general terms and the scientific term. You know the condition, but you don't know this condition is known as this. Right. Let's start from the atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis means this term athero is used to it's mean the blood vessels. Sclerosis, sclerotic layer, sclerotic cells, you know this. Permanently something deposit over this means sclerosis. And which substance deposit here? That is the cholesterol. Cholesterol is of two types, LDL and HDL. LDL, HDL. Low density lipoprotein, high density lipoprotein, lipoprotein, cholesterol, another name for cholesterol, lipoprotein. And which is the good one here? HDL is good. High density lipoproteins does not harm us much. But low density lipoproteins, LDLs, comes with the animal fat, are harmful. When if you take the and more and more animal fat, this condition can occur. When LDL lipoproteins or the level increases, that start to deposit over different blood vessels, and the blood vessels or the volume inside the blood vessels decreases. It can lead to the hypertension also, high blood pressure too, right? The fat people like us have more threat, right? Because fat means the lipoproteins, that means it may be LDL or HDL. Sometimes that will be harmful to us, especially when taking beef, pork, mutton, full cream milk, and also egg yolk, and the seafood like prawns are more harmful. Animal liver, some people eat animal liver, pikudu කියලා කන්නේ, right? That's also harmful uh, when you take it constantly, I mean frequently. ගොඩක් කෑවොත් තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ, right? Therefore you should not refrain from them, right? They are not the prohibited food to us. We have to take them, but if you take them frequently, there is a threat. Okay, but eating plant food, I mean the plant oil or the plant fat, is less harmful when when taking coconut oil, sunflower oil, or such things. They are not much harmful because mostly they contain this LDL, HDL type, HDL, high density lipoprotein. Then angina pectoris. Angina pectoris means that heart attack type. Angina pectoris can come here, comes can attack, or it's a kind of heart attack type. Angina pectoris means if this cholesterol lump, or when it is broken, and we can call it as a kind of clot. That clot, if it blocks the heart arteries that supply blood to the heart, that coronary artery. If coronary artery is blocked, right, the heart is supplied with the blood. If the coronary artery is blocked by a lipoprotein lump, then it will cause to stopping or the malfunctioning of heart. That is heart attack. Angina pectoris means that. Hypertension and hypotension. Hypertension occurs due to the reduction of the volume. Hyper means high blood pressure. Hypertension. Low blood pressure is called hypotension. Hypotension can occur due to the, especially due to aging. The elasticity of blood vessels increases. Elasticity increases due to increase of the elasticity. The volume increases. When volume is increasing, pressure decrease. That's what happening. Therefore, hypotension take place. Hypotension means low blood pressure. Both are dangerous. Especially we can, there are some bad habits which promote this condition, especially smoking, alcohol, taking alcohol, consumption of the alcohol, and the obesity. I am not obese yet, but I am in the fence of the obesity. So the people who has the BOD value more than 30, right? Body, not BOD, sorry. What's it? Body mass index, BMI value. When body mass index, BMI value exceeding 30, they have more threat of these conditions. Thrombosis, the last one. Due to the blocking of the blood vessels, thrombosis can occur. Blood vessels will block due to the blood clots. Blood clots form inside the blood vessels. Normally, blood clotting take place when bleeding take place, but without bleeding also, due to some conditions, blood clots can form. If that clots are stuck in some places in the blood, uh, stuck in some places in the body, it will lead to the thrombosis. The most dangerous part of the thrombosis is if that blood clot forms in the head. If blood clot forms in the head, especially the brain, the blood will not supply to one section of the brain. Sometimes that part of the brain can die. If that section dies, then the part controlled by that section will not be worked. It's called paralysis. So thrombosis can lead to paralysis too. Those are the diseases that we need to discuss here to prevent excess blood clotting. Blood clotting is promoted by the potassium ions. You know that you should learn this, right? Calcium, potassium ions. So if you eat more and more salt types, you have more threat of the thrombosis condition. Therefore, reduce the salt consumption, and also mm, taking more fiber is another thing, and cutting off the alcohol and smoke. Not taking alcohol and smoke are the good habits to prevent these diseases. So always heart is something related or something functions throughout our life. Therefore, we have to give priority to the health of the heart. We should not, purposefully uh, threat or the purposefully thrust our heart to go or the for to change its healthy state, and therefore spend stress free or the relaxed lifestyle and take good nutrients, drink more water, refrain from instant food, alcohol, and smoke. Then we can lead a healthy life. That's it. That's the end of blood circulatory system. And only one more system remain to discuss. That is the nervous system. So I hope we can finish it next week. I'll upload the note of the nervous system soon. And goodbye, and thank you for joining me this half an hour. Again, goodbye. Have a nice week.